You're not from Sioux City, right?
I am not.
Okay, so can you talk a little bit about like how coming to Sioux City as a newcomer influenced your whole view of everything going on around here?
Oh, it's incredible. When I came for my initial interview, I couldn't believe how big of a city Sioux City is compared to only, 80,000 people that live here?
Yeah.
It truly is a larger city. Not, Minneapolis big, but certainly a medium sized. There's so much here.
Yep.
I noticed right away how many event venues there are to have tournaments and conventions, that things that other cities this size do not have.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, people always say, oh, it's only 80,000 people. But we're a little restricted geographically as far as population growth because Sergeant Bluff's population has been growing. I'm sure Hinton's population grows, whatever. But we do have the whole being 100 miles away from Omaha or Sioux Falls, basically. It makes us, or it gives us a unique opportunity to grow and be able to attract people to a city of 80,000 people rather than rely on a big city that's semi-nearby like other cities of our size would have to. So it's really nice. And I guess we've seen kind of a demographic shift to the point where in a city that's traditionally blue-collar and still is a blue-collar economy, having, I guess, an artist class almost emerge because of the cost of living here is a lot lower than if somebody wants to move to Denver. So we have a ton of musicians, a ton of artists that are able to make a living to the point where they're able to live in Sioux City and create art, if not full-time, at least part-time. And it gives a unique flair to the city in that sense. So especially with, you mentioned venues, I think music venues we're especially blessed on to have people like Kelly Quinn and Mitch Martin running the Marquee and the Hard Rock in general and all the smaller venues around town that are going on. It's all pretty great. So.
Yeah, and I can't wait to start exploring them once live music starts coming back again. I'm excited to see some live shows and try out all these new places that I've never been. Mm-hmm. Even going to a Musketeers hockey game. I've not been to one yet.
Yep.
I'm from Ohio originally, so I've been to an NHL game, but never a smaller hockey tournament or game. So I'm excited to go. I've heard it's a great time. Same with the Explorers, the baseball. Those are going to be some fun things for me to do and to promote.
Yeah, definitely. Some of my favorite memories, I guess, as a child were at Bandits games. So those are fun, too. I don't know if you've ever been to an indoor football game, but compressing everything down to 50 yards and, it's a high-paced game, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm going to go to one because I have never been to an arena football. Mm-hmm. I've seen it on TV. It goes pretty quick.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's very quick. It's a completely different game. Yeah. But they do get, some great talent. At one point, I don't know if you probably not from Wisconsin, but Iowa football has this thing called the catch where it was Warren Holloway catching a football in the end zone. And Warren Holloway played it for the Bandits the year after he graduated from Iowa. And Fred Jackson, who had like a great career in the NFL, played for the Bandits before he went to the NFL. So
great.
Yeah, there's real talent on the field, I guess is what that was all to say.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I can't recommend that enough for somebody who's looking to do it. And we kind of do have a rich baseball history in Sioux City as well. Did you know that the Chicago White Sox originally started in Sioux City?
I did not. That's fabulous.
Yeah, this is where the whole the franchise started, was originally a Sioux City team. And I got a photo over there, but it's Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig playing baseball on an exhibition tour down in the Sioux City Stockyard. So
wow.
There's kind of like interesting sports history to Sioux City all over the place.
Yeah, where I came from was Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and Hank Aaron started his career with the Eau Claire Express. So it's kind of a similar thing. That it's amazing that these well-known, iconic players played in these smaller towns.
Definitely.
It's great.
And it's a real source of like city pride. And honestly, I'll tell you that a lot of the Sioux City history that I'm pretty proud of myself is not very well documented or talked about, or like nobody knows about it, I guess, is the big picture there. And
well, Lewis and Clark is really amazing too.
Yeah, that gets taken for granted real quick when you grow up here. So,
yeah, and I didn't realize that was part of this area.
Yeah.
So that's an incredible historic value just alone in Sioux City.
Right. And I don't know if you know Sioux City's founding story or not, but the Chief War Eagle had 2 daughters who married a guy named Theophile Brugger, I think was the guy's name, and he had been inducted into the Yankton Sioux tribe, and he like told War Eagle about he had this dream of a place where 2 rivers converge, and it's the Big Sioux and the Missouri, and War Eagle was like, hey, I know the exact spot. And then they came over here in the 1840s, and then they set up some teepees and some and cabins, and like before, I think within 10, 15 years, there was like a relatively sizable population moving into Sioux City. So we have a cool history here, and the Regional Convention and Visitors Bureau should promote some of this history.
Right. Well, yeah. There's definitely history tourism too.
Yes.
And I think this is a great place to have it. Not only with Lewis and Clark, but some of what you've mentioned. The Chief War Eagle. I have not yet been to the monument, but I've heard it's an incredible view.
Yeah.
To see.
It is. But it's pretty disgraceful. It's been the monument itself has been what would you call that, vandalized a few points. So, and I think that the current vandalism that sits there is still from the 60s or something. So I know I think it was when America's bicentennial was happening, so 76. War Eagle's great granddaughter or something like that went to the site, and she was like, what is going on here? So I think Sioux City undertook a little bit of rebuilding efforts there and try to make it a little bit more beautiful, but it has some work to go. I'll give you that. I'll give you that disclaimer before you go up.
No problem.